Hey, good morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? They call me Kraken. The name's Steven, and I'm a woodworker, part-time, backyard builder, whatever you want to call it. I build things, and I wanted to come out and just start this YouTube channel and see if I could get it kicked off. I know there's a lot of people doing it, a lot of content out there, and it's hard to be a little bit different, you know. So I don't want to rehash a lot of the same stuff that has that's out there, and I don't want to rehash a lot of the same things that people are doing, although I'm sure to some degree some of that's going to happen. But I do want to get in here and I want to start sharing some of my journey with you. And so this video is an introduction. It is a way for me to say hello, for you guys to come in and get to meet who I am and to find out what I'm doing and how I got here. So I'll give you a little bit of background about myself, and then we'll go from there, right? So this video is just going to be a little bit of an introduction, right? And to begin, I began working with wood and leather when I was about 12, 13 years old. My mom was a single mom, and I was not the best child, and she had sent me off to a summer camp to you know, like a lot of kids do, but this camp, my apologies, I hit the cord there. This camp was specifically for kids that were how shall we say, a little difficult, right? And it was one of those wilderness camps, and so they take you out there and they work with you and they counsel you and they teach you a bunch of things. And couple of the things that they taught was basic woodwork and basic leather work. And there was a lot of other things involved, but those are the two things that just really kind of stuck with me, right? Basic leather work, basic woodwork. And so as years passed, I practiced some of those skills, and I got a little bit better, and I started, you know, really kind of enjoying doing the work. Pretty therapeutic, you know, really therapeutic, to be honest with you. And however, it didn't pay the bills, right? As I got older, it didn't pay the bills. Life took its turns, and I went away from it for a while. Eventually I come back. Well, when I came back, I did mostly leather work and a little bit of woodwork here on the side, mostly small projects, you know, a little bit of lawn furniture, you know, stuff like that. But really, to be honest, it was mostly leather work. And so for the next, I don't know, 20, 25 years, I did leather work, and it got to the point where leather work just was not paying. You know, technology's increased, and the time it takes to do quality leather work just doesn't pay off. You know what I mean? And you know, when we're doing this to make money. We're not doing this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do it because I enjoy it, right? I do it because I have fun doing it. But ultimately, I'm doing it because it makes money, right? I'm doing it because I want to supplement my income, because I want to make something of myself, right? We're gonna go a little bit wider with that. And with the leather work, it wasn't working out. So, you know, we took a full-time job like a lot of people do, and leather work just kind of got pushed back to the side, right? It's one of those things that I did when I had the time, and occasionally, you know, I would put out some pretty nice stuff, and people would buy it, and you know, and I did well. I did okay, but I never did well enough to create a business out of it. It's not what worked out for me. That's gonna work. That will work right there. All right, so we have our measurements for where we're going to place our dowels. Anyway, I moved through several different trades, several different things in life, and I always did leather work and a little bit of woodwork on the side, but mostly leather work. I started a business back in 2013, and because I do both leather and wood, it was Liberty Leather and Woodworks, right? Although the leather was a dominating factor in what I was doing. So even though it was Liberty, I just zeroed that out. That sucks. All right. Even though it was Liberty Leather and Woodwork, I really kind of got known for the leather. And as I said before, the leather just doesn't pay. And let me redo this. I gotta zero this, sorry. I gotta fix this real quick because I accidentally hit the 0 button on this. 82. And I need this cross piece. All right, so fast forward to 2020, and in 2020 I owned a trucking company, and we did really good for a really long time. On top of having the trucking company that I was running myself, I was dispatching trucks for other people, and we were doing, you know, pretty good. But 2020 hit, and I had some misfortunes in my own company with maintenance repairs about the same time that 2020 hit. And when 2020 hit, it pretty much wiped us out completely. And the damage for us was unrecoverable. There was no way to fix. Dang it, man. I just changed it to millimeters. There's no way to fix the problem. And so I reverted back to only doing leather and woodwork for a while, thinking that I could go ahead and kickstart that business and make it profitable, and that didn't work. I wish it had have, but it didn't work. Times have changed, and for me, I wasn't really able to keep up with that change, because technology, you know, really has taken control of pretty much everything, you know, and for me, I wasn't able to keep up with that, you know. My whole business has always been word of mouth. People, you know, buy my stuff, they like my stuff, they pass the word around, other people buy my stuff, you know, and that's pretty much how my business has always been. I've never gotten into advertising, never gotten into these algorithms. I've never tried to figure out, you know, any of that stuff, you know. It's just, it wasn't me, you know. I build stuff, I sell stuff. And as I was growing up, everybody valued handmade products above and beyond everything else, you know. I mean, they'd buy a handmade product before they'd go to the store and buy one. But those times have changed. Now the only thing that people value is cost. And so the appreciation and the willingness to pay a craftsman for his time just isn't there in America anymore the way it used to be. Now it's all about cost. So I was making things and selling them at a profitable cost, a cost that I could make money off of and that I could make a living off of. But people were commenting that they could go down to Walmart or a variety of other stores, and they could buy the same product for sometimes a tenth of the price that I was charging for them. And so it became a lot more difficult for me to make a living. And I made a pretty much critical error, and that is that I listened to what they were saying and I lowered my prices. And one day I sat down and I calculated what I was actually making off of the stuff that I built. And when you calculate the amount of time that goes into these builds and how much the materials were actually costing me to make, I calculated out one time that I was averaging about $1.75 to $2.25 per hour. That's what I was making. And it really upset me a lot, because there's no way that I could make a living doing that. I could barely afford to pay for the materials. We were falling behind in our bills. It was getting more and more difficult to really just make it and survive. And me and the wife talked, and we decided that I needed to go out and I needed to get a real job, right? So I went out and I got a real job again. I gave up on trying to make my business work. I changed my stuff to only doing things that I wanted to do instead of doing things that customers wanted me to do. Okay. Everything that I used to make pretty much was custom. So if a customer wanted, a particular item made, they would contact me. It'd take me a week or two to make the item. We'd sell it to them. But because it was no longer profitable for me to do that, I changed that and I went to making things that only I wanted to make, right? Stuff that really kind of excited me in the build process. And and things that I really enjoyed doing. And if somebody wanted to buy them, then that was cool, they could buy them. If nobody wanted to buy them, then that was cool, I would keep them, because ultimately I was building them for myself. I wasn't building them for anybody else. But with that being said, you don't make money if you don't make sales, right? So I missed a mark there. So, if somebody wanted it, then I sold it, okay? And if nobody wanted it, then I kept it. Either way was fine with me, because I had gone out and I'd gotten a job, right? I was getting paid an hourly wage, and it wasn't a lot of money. I don't live in a high income area, right? I don't live in a place where people make generally 25, 30, $35 or more an hour. I live in an area where people make, 12, 14, 16, $18 an hour, and $24 and $25 an hour is considered a really, really good payout here, right? And so we continued that way for quite some time. And then I had an accident. I ride motorcycles, and I got hit by a car. A lady ran a red light, and she was impatient. She wanted to beat traffic. She didn't see me. She ran not a red light, I'm sorry, she ran a stop sign. She was impatient. She was in a hurry. She didn't see me. She wasn't paying attention. Whatever the reasons were, she ran over the top of me, right? And totaled the motorcycle and broke me up really, really bad. And it took a long time to recover. and I never fully recovered. I can function and I can do pretty much anything that I need to do, but I don't have 100% use of everything. Most days I walk with a pretty severe limp. I have a difficult time getting around. At the end of the day, when it's time for me to shut everything down and get ready for bed and take a shower and all that stuff, I have to go through this very long process getting undressed, because when the pressure comes off of my foot from wearing shoes, it instantly swells, and the pain is excruciating. And anyway, I know you guys aren't interested in all that, but it's not an excuse as much as it is just me laying out the situation as it is, right? And so one of the side effects of this was that I got it in my head that I was never going to be able to do a lot of the things that I used to be able to do all the time, right? I got it in my head that there was not going to be any more woodwork. There was not going to be any more leather work. There was not going to be any more of anything. You know, I was just essentially existing from day to day, and just trying to make it to the next day. And so I gave up, and I gave up on everything. Literally gave up on absolutely everything. My son was wanting to get into woodworking or some kind of project, and he asked me if I had any woodworking tools that I might not need anymore. And so I gave him pretty much everything that I had not already thrown away or sold. I had sold a lot of my tools because, like I said, I didn't think this was ever going to be a thing that I ever did again. And so I had over several months, I had either sold all my tools, I had given away all my tools, or I had thrown away all of my tools, and I didn't have anything left. Let's take a walk. I got to get a drill. And for the next 3 years, I just kind of made it from one day to another, right? And I didn't really expect that anything worthwhile was going to come of it. I was done. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain to somebody that hasn't been, in that situation or a similar situation. It's difficult to explain. The bottom line is that I gave up on everything except existing. And sorry about that. And then an interesting thing happened, and that is that we got a storm, right? A storm. That's the interesting thing, is that we had a storm that came through, and that storm did a lot of damage to a lot of stuff around here. And the way my house is situated, it funnels wind through here. The wind that comes from the south or wind that comes from the north, it funnels it right through my yard, and it intensifies it. So as it's coming through my yard, it is stronger than it is in the front yard. And it came through my yard, and it tore my patio up, and it did quite a bit of damage to it. And so my wife let me know that the patio was damaged. Wow, it looks like I'm gonna have to go pretty much all the way into that. I could probably get away with right to the end of this. Give me one moment, please. I will try to continue talking if y'all will bear with me. sorry I didn't continue talking. That took a little bit of effort right there. But it came out looking pretty decent. We're using dowels and glue to connect these pieces right here, and so it's you know, it can be a little bit difficult to concentrate on two things at once, and I've never really been known for being able to concentrate on two things at once anyway, back to what I was saying, is that the storm came through, it tore everything up, and the side effect of that was that I had to come out and fix it. And this was the first time since my accident that I had really used my tools for doing any kind of woodwork. And what I did on the patio is not perfect, right? It's not perfect. I took a lot of how shall we say, a lot of shortcuts, cheaper alternatives, you know, regardless of whether I took shortcuts or cheaper alternatives, the repair process as it continued, because the storm came through in the middle of the repair process and tore it up again, and so the end result, so that I don't keep dragging this story along, is that I got this idea in my head that maybe I wasn't done more woodworking after all. That maybe, just maybe, I could get out there and I could do some of this stuff again, and that I could be productive, and that maybe somehow in the midst of all this I could actually be successful. And there was a lot of other contributing factors going into this. One of those contributing factors is that I've been self-employed my entire life for the most part, and a side effect of that is that I do not have a retirement. I don't have anything, and I've often joked that I'm going to have to come into work until the lunch break on the day I die, because I can't afford to do anything else, right? I'm not well off financially. I wasn't long-sighted enough to take advantage of the money that I made when I made it, and to set aside a retirement. And I don't have anybody to blame for that but myself. And now that I'm 56 years old, I started looking at the idea that I'm in pain almost every day of my life, and that I don't have a retirement. So I'm gonna have to work and live paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life. And it's depressing, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's depressing. And I'm not making excuses, and I'm not asking for pity. And I'm not trying to, all I'm trying to do is explain the process, explain where I'm at and how I got here to where I am right now. Give me a moment, please. Don't go away yet. Okay. So while this process was going on, and I was in this mindset of trying to figure out whether or not I was going to be able to make a living doing this, or whether this is even something that I wanted to do. I may have to blow that out because that dowel's not going all the way down. I started watching YouTube videos, and I used to do YouTube videos a long time ago. I did videos when I was in the trucking industry. Oh, that ain't gonna work. I am missing about half of my depth. Let me see if I can go in here and clean this out again. See if I can pull some of this out of here. You know what? I know what I did wrong. God dang it. Yep, I know exactly what I did wrong. I'm not missing half my depth. I was gauging. Yeah, I was gauging my depth based on the block and not the guide. So I didn't go deep enough. I did not. Well, that's deep enough. That one is deep enough. All right, let me get this one. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I should have done the video without maybe I should have done the video without trying to do woodwork at the same time, because I do have an issue with staying focused on more than one thing at a time. That's it. Good Lord of mercy, I can't get it out now. That's, golly. Come on, that's got to come out. I got to get glue in there. There we go. All right. So anyway, I started looking at YouTube channels to get inspiration to figure out some stuff to build. And I'm coming into the Halloween season. This is 2024, by the way. And I'm coming into the Halloween season. And as I'm coming into the Halloween season, I am realizing that that I don't have anything planned, right? But the Halloween season seems to be the stuff I can make. And I'm going to try to wrap this up because we're coming up on 30 minutes now. And I know a lot of people don't want to watch long videos, right? But I started watching a lot of videos. I got some inspiration. I started building some things. I did the Halloween pumpkins, and I sold a few of them. I did some other things here and there, and I sold a couple of things. And then I started doing some Christmas stuff. But the thing is, and the most important thing, and I guess where I'm going with, is that I came across the channel. There's a lot of great channels out there, a lot of really good content, and a lot of really inspiring builds that I feel like, I want to make. I've got a stack of stuff that I'm trying to build. What I'm building right now is a special request from my wife. I do want to build some more for sale, but this is a special request from my wife. And let's fill this up here. Not fill it up, but let's get enough glue in there that we can get a good bit of bond on it. We're gonna put some glue on this dowel rod too. All right, so that it kind of coats the wall on the way down. And we're just gonna set that in there. Spin that down. We have no nails in this project that I'm building right now. There are none, but I am going to need something to wipe this excess off, so come with me. And anyway, as I was saying, I came across this one particular YouTube channel, and it's a guy by the name of Daniel Ham, I think is his last name. He goes by Bearded Viking. Bearded Viking Woodworks, I think, is his channel. If I can, I'll link it down below. I'm not really sure how to link all this stuff yet, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, I was watching Daniel's channel, and he has a really great personality, a really awesome way of presenting his stuff. Really inspiring guy, and I just really enjoy watching his content. But he said a few things that kind of really got me, and it's the stuff that's really kind of, I guess you can say, got me fired up to really do this. And one of the things that he said, and I'm gonna try to give a direct quote, but if I misquote it, please forgive me here. But one of the things that he said is that you don't have to be great to start, right? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great, right? And man, it just fucking hit me, you know? It hit me pretty hard. I already filled that with glue. I was fixing to put more glue in the second one. And so really what it told me was that I need to go ahead and quit second guessing, right? Quit second guessing myself and get out there and start building, right? Sorry, I got to get up again. And so, man, I've been watching his stuff. I've been learning, relearning, right? I've been getting ideas. I've been getting inspiration, right? I didn't get any squeeze out on this second one, so I'm starting to wonder if I got any glue in there. Let's see. It's hard to get it out when I got the other one in there. I'm still buying tools, right? I'm still trying to gather everything together that I need. But let's go ahead and wrap this up, right? And then, you know, maybe I'll do another video so that we don't run on this one for a damn hour, because I am a long-winded son of a bitch. If it hadn't been for Daniel and his videos, I don't know if I would be as inspired right now to start and to build this as what I currently am, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, that son of a bitch is in there. All right. And so I guess what I want to do is I want to end this video by saying that I'm here, that I'm going to be building, that I'm going to be showing product, and that I hope that you guys will follow, and I hope that you will enjoy the journey. What I want to do with my YouTube channel isn't necessarily to give you a step-by-step process of how to build things. What I want to do is I want to showcase some of the things that I've built and bring you along on this journey with me, and hopefully inspire somebody else the way I was inspired, right? But let me go ahead and cut this off, and we'll catch you guys on the next video, right? Peace out.